Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. Let's continue our journey through some brand new stars as we watch Babylon 5, Season 1, Episode 3, Born to the Purple. Now, since the first two episodes have come out, you all have told me pay attention to each and every detail. The entire run of this episode was storyboarded and scripted before they went to air, so everything builds. And friends, that is music to these ears because I absolutely love that type of stuff. From The Expanse to anything that's serialized that we can really follow along, walk in the footsteps, and get a feel for these characters and the story and the universe where they live. Oh, friends. They're checking all my boxes. If you could do me a favor before we get started, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time we go live. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. Not a fan of Patreon? Stick with us here on YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes about a day early, plus any bonus episodes we come up with. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to get that new star smell as we journey into Babylon 5, Season 1, Episode 3, Born to the Purple. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go! Right into it like The Expanse. Where are we? I thought it was Set Me Free, Why Don't You, Baby? Okay, that's our guy. That is Londo.
We need to talk about the Euphrates Treaty.
My dear Sinclair.
Euphrates.
Unless, of course, you wish to pursue the wise course and cede all claim to the Euphrates sector.
I would rather kiss a Jovian tree-worm.
You have kissed far worse things in your times, Molari.
Yes.
I know that actress. Oh, God, how do I know her?
Of all things in life, are females not the finest?
On that of Molari, we can at least agree.
Take it from the bottle, baby.
Ambassador Jakar,
I wasn't supposed to be here.
I am Kodath, the new head of your diplomatic staff.
Kodan?
Hey, hotspots. How about you and me blow this joint and go play a little scan the sector?
Well, you got exactly what you should have.
You must be fatigued from your long journey. Allow me to show you to your quarters.
I think the guy playing Jakar is my favorite. Okay. Okay, Commander Jeffrey Sinclair. Make sure I got everybody.
Com check, all channels.
Cool title, Born to the Purple.
Anomaly discovered.
In communications?
Sinclair here.
Commander, I turned up an unauthorized transmission to Earth on Gold channels last night.
Run it by the EO. I'll check back with you when I can.
This delay is quite insufferable, Commander. As ambassador of the Norn regime, I demand Ambassador Molari be censored for his flouting of protocol.
I'll be glad to censor him when he gets here.
Yeah.
I've tried 3 times. There's still no answer from his quarters.
Then try him again.
Then go get him.
If you'll excuse me for a moment.
I've forgotten her name. She's a telepath, though, right?
Talia?
Talia, damn it.
Too much strong emotion in close proximity is hard to block.
It'll show them Babylon 5 is doing the job it was meant to do.
If you can get the Non and the Centauri to cooperate.
You're my peeler. You're going to peel away their lies until they're left with that inescapable truth.
Sounds like I got a good shot.
I do. If Londo ever shows up.
Great maker. For a moment there, I thought I was dead.
Well, you were.
Your title pleases me. Just as it does you.
So, it's my title you wanted all along, huh? And what is it that you're getting, Adira?
Adira.
All right, coming.
Dude, don't you, is there like not a clock in here where you have an idea that you are super duper late?
But you can tell Sinclair I'll be there shortly.
Yes, sir.
And Veer,
Yes, sir.
have some hot jala waiting for me.
The costumes are really cool.
Well, maybe one of the ambassadors is trying to save a few credits again. Or perhaps it's what us Russian pilots used to call gremlins.
Gold channels are priority access, usable only by express permission of Commander Sinclair.
Mr. Garibaldi, I know it's a problem, but one transmission is not a conspiracy. Now, you've informed me as a commander ordered, and I will tend to it when my other duties permit.
Ivanova. I can't remember. I have it written down. I don't remember the pronunciation.
Greetings.
They're playing the game. Ho.
Drakis.
Dracus or Tracus?
I take it all is going well with the ambassador?
Yes.
Then why haven't you got the purple files from him yet?
Purple files?
He doesn't trust me.
You forget your place, Centauri. A slave must never lie to her master.
Really?
Do you know why a drunken fool like Malari has the power he has? Because his family has been collecting dirt on
Nepotism.
years, like all the noble houses of the great Centauri Republic.
This guy's good.
That's how they play the game, isn't it? Whispers in the dark.
That's how revolutions begin.
Those files can bring down any house in the Republic. The Narn will pay well for that data. Use the mind probe. You know how.
This guy's very good.
After you've done your job, you'll have your freedom. Ambassador Mulari will have his memories.
Mulari.
And I'll have the Centauri Empire by its mighty throat.
I have a new favorite character, everybody. That guy stole my heart in like 30 seconds. Very cool delivery. Love that. Wow. Great costuming.
Star laces. Oh, I haven't seen these since I left Davo.
I love when people buy into science fiction, especially like back in the 90s. You know, you can tell every actor has bought into this. Like they're not saying, oh my God, this is a job. Everybody's doing a great job here. Very believable. Is it like a proposal?
It originally belonged to a matriarch of my family, a woman of wisdom and strength, grace, and great beauty. I insist. And you know how stubborn I am. Come on.
I like Londo.
Go ahead.
I actually like her character too, because she's being manipulated into this.
Well, should I order us some supper? You must be hungry.
Let's see how good Londo is. If he suspects her, that could be a bug.
I've already made the reservation at Fresh Air.
That's the finest restaurant on Babylon 5. What if we're seen together? What will people say?
They'll say Ambassador Molare is a most fortunate...
I was going to say that he's a lucky son of a bitch.
And then I think of you. And I say, to hell with appearances.
This is where it turns for me, friends. Episode 3. I enjoyed it before. I'm starting to really get it now. Love that exchange between those two. Really cool.
I see. Damn. Oh, damn.
Someone doesn't want you finding this out, Garibaldi.
Oh, they were quite a mindful. I haven't sent so many lies since I worked for the political bureau. And Londo.
What about him?
Well, his thoughts, they were
Have somebody else.
erotic.
I'm not surprised.
This is very cool.
Got a prefix in the Russian consortium. Then I hit a wall program hard. Blacked my board.
If you used ICE, then you've got him. It'll show up on a scan. Display all data on unauthorized gold channel transmissions.
No unauthorized transmissions.
She's making them.
Sure this isn't just a figment of your demented imagination?
Russian something or other. Okay, the purple files. And she's got that mind thing. Yours has extra fizz.
Too many such evenings.
Damn, this is going to be devastating for him. She's doing a great job. The respiration, the breathing. She's...
Adira, my dove.
My dove. Oh.
Tell me the access code for your purple files.
Oh, Jesus. What? Watch, it'll be like her name.
Wine, women, song.
I love that. So much character development in 2.5 episodes. And Londo wasn't even in episode 2.
Purple files accessed.
Oh, we can't tell what it is. Damn.
Transfer all data to Crystalport.
I mean, she might not care for him the way that he cares for her, but she definitely has feelings for him. She feels bad about doing this. So what does it mean to be born to the purple then?
Villain, stop that infernal bleeping.
Assassin villain. Good cut. I still think that brooch was a bug.
Londo may come looking for me here. I'll meet you on the Zocalo, near the Galactic Boutique.
Mm-hmm.
Veer, I had a thought. Why don't you represent our republic in the talks today? I have every confidence in you, which is why I am giving you full ambassadorial authority.
This is a terrible idea.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
That's the spirit. Go now.
I'm going to screw this up historically.
And Veer.
Yes, sir.
Don't give away the homeworld.
Don't agree to anything until I get there. Well, this guy, I mean, he's every alien in a port of call he's hitting on. He's going to end up killing her.
Hey, who you pushing, Quarkface?
Out of my way.
Whoo! That guy's got his ass handed to him twice. The guy's name is Trakis. I like his character.
My name is Trakis. We have a great deal in common. Adira has betrayed us both.
Adira, a non-agent? You must be mad.
Okay, so it's not a bug.
And what is your concern in all of this?
I'm simply protecting my interests and my property.
She's a slave?
Duly contracted by the laws of your own republic.
Really? It cloaked.
She didn't care for you.
I said get out.
It's an interesting ploy to I guess to show the paperwork, you have to give them your real name, but it's an interesting ploy.
What, are you serious? You expect me to negotiate with this underling?
In the interests of...
Jakar, take advantage of the situation.
Kodath will represent the Norn regime.
Thank you, Ambassador. I shall endeavor to represent our people to the best of my ability.
Just don't give away the home world.
Keep them talking. I'm going to find Londo and bring him here.
What if he refuses?
Then I hurt him.
Jesus.
Access to purple files confirmed.
Yeah, she took him, bud.
Now, I don't know what's...
I know. I have been a fool. And all because of a pretty face. Sinclair, I beseech you. Help me.
Have you reported this to security?
Oh, I can't. If it becomes official, my government is certain to hear of it.
Yeah.
If I do, will you agree to my compromise on the Euphrates Treaty?
I'll even seal it with a kiss.
That should make Jakar's day.
Woo! Spicy. It's a cool jacket.
My good fellow, we don't wish to cause any trouble.
Too late, Numbo.
Oh, wow. What?
Argo was right about you, Ock. You run things tough.
Argo Big Belly from Red 5. You know him?
Well enough to know you don't call him that to his face.
Nork! Get the girls out here. Have yourself a good look. When you're done, we'll talk price.
I'm stunned. How did you do that?
I like to know all there is to know about Babylon 5, and Garibaldi's files are very thorough.
Nice.
Adira has a friend named Gira Akshi. They roomed together for a while.
And where might we find that friend?
She lives somewhere in Brown 6.
Just have your men delay Molari and Sinclair until you have the girl.
Trouble, maybe.
If there is, I'll double the price.
What was the name of... Damn it, I don't know the name of that bug.
I take it these are not them?
Oh, shit.
This way!
Sinclair, you don't have a gun? Take this pipe.
Gun one.
Property secure.
Gun one.
Acknowledged. They got the woman. Let's go.
Really cool looking alien. They've got some really cool alien designs in this.
Chief, we've had a report of heavy weapon fire in Brown 7. I want you to check it out.
With pleasure.
Don't worry. I'll keep watch for your gremlin.
For heavy weapon fire, it is now Browner 7. It's where I wear the brown pants.
This is Garibaldi. Send a team to Brown 7, code 1057 Violet.
Roger, Chief.
Computer, monitor gold channels and locate Lieutenant Commander Ivanova.
Ivanova.
Nothing's left Babylon 5 for the past 2 hours. That means Adira and your files are still aboard.
No doubt in the hands of that villain, Trackus.
There are enough charges.
All of which hinge on my testimony.
Yeah.
When the home world hears of this, I will be on a slow ship to oblivion.
Gold channel opened.
It's her.
Gold channel opened.
He's come out of the coma, but I'm afraid his condition's much worse. Father?
Is that you, Susan?
Yes.
It makes this easier. Susan, I know I haven't been the best of fathers to you.
Wow, this took a dark turn.
Brother was killed in a war. I was too wrapped up in my own grief to pay attention to your needs. I want you to know how proud I am of you, Susan. I always have been. Thank you, Dushenka Maya.
Little soul. You haven't called me that since I was... Papa?
It's a pretty sinister B-plot, man.
My government wants certain concessions in the Euphrates sector, and I'm sure the Narn will be grateful for any help.
Oh, the gratitude of the Narn is well known throughout the galaxy.
I'm sure.
Miss Winters will sit in and make sure the seller is dealing truthfully. Earth Alliance will pay her fee, of course.
Acceptable.
Then we have a deal.
Let us say, rather, an understanding.
That means I can break that.
I won't do it. It's counter to all Psy-Corps regulations to interfere in personal matters.
Miss Winters, the life of a woman is at stake.
Is he serious about that woman's life?
I mean, from what he's told us.
All right. But I won't break Psy-Corps rules. The information must come only from Tracker's surface thoughts. No deliberate probes.
Interesting, interesting.
Ambassador Jacquard.
Great pleasure. This is Ms. Winters, our resident telepath.
My purpose here is to verify the merchandise. So it's imperative that you do not think of anything else, such as the source of the information, your intent in selling it, or where Adira Tiri is now.
Immediately makes him think of that.
The alien sector, somewhere on level 4.
Security, she's in the alien sector, level 4.
Dude, you're not going anywhere.
That is for Adira, and this is for me.
Me again.
My dear Jacquard, how can I ever thank you? You have saved my career and the honor of the entire Centauri Republic.
I hadn't actually realized that they had tricked Jakar until I saw that reveal.
My gremlin made another call, and this time I tracked it.
And?
You're not going to believe this, but it was just what you originally said.
Just a glitch.
I fixed it, and I don't think it'll happen again.
How could she... I mean, her calling her father can't be, like, against code or regulations.
Garibaldi? Maybe some other time.
Well played, dude. Well played.
So you're going back to Davo, huh?
Yes.
Well, you should be just in time for the blooming of the star laces.
Londo. I never wanted to hurt you.
Adira, I am an old man. I have been in love many times, and I have been hurt many times.
This is the worst.
Commander Sinclair convinced trackers to cancel your contract. He can be a frightening man, that one. We could have great times together.
Londo, you're sweet, but the wounds are too fresh.
I mean, she was never really in love with you, dude. She had feelings for you. She was sad that she was doing what she was doing.
And wear it proudly as a free woman.
Goodbye, my ambassador.
Nice. All right, everyone, we just got done watching Babylon 5, Season 1, Episode 3, Born to the Purple. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everyone, we just watched Born to the Purple, Babylon 5's third episode of the first season. I get it. I'm getting it now. This episode for me, this started checking a lot of boxes for me because one, we're starting to really get into. I like the Soul Hunter episode very much. First episodes are always first episodes. Not that I didn't like it, but normally you're spinning, trying to figure out where you are, and I know that I'm going to be too distracted with just trying to understand like the world and whatnot. I started to settle in a little bit in Soul Hunter, and I'll tell you what really helped with Soul Hunter was that they reduced the cast. That they, Londo wasn't in it, Jakar wasn't in it. Like they really just kind of pulled back and focused specifically on like the Soul Hunter, legend, really. It really defined that one thing, which was really, really cool. This reintroduces like the broader scope of what's going on in the galaxy, especially between the Centauri and the Narn. That there is a very volatile, very heated moment between those two nations, or civilizations, I guess I should say. But, I think it's interesting. I think Jakar is probably my favorite actor in the group. He's doing a really good job, not that anybody else is bad, but Jakar's a standout right now. He's doing really good. Londo's doing well. Londo is a type of personality that takes me a while to like. I can gravitate towards like pure prick, which is Jakar. He's not pure. He's a negotiator. He tends to go on the prickish side. But he opens himself up a little bit more for definition up front. Londo doesn't. Londo has that kind of effete air and that kind of like used car salesman type of. No offense to any of the used car salesmen out there, but that old moniker that is often given for somebody that you think they're saying one thing and they're actually saying another. That's the way you get with Londo. But we got a glimpse behind the veil in him with his relationship with Adira. I actually really like the character of Adira, somebody that is being forced to do something they really don't want to do. And at the same time, I like the idea that they didn't do something like put Adira and Londo together right off the bat, or at all. I think it would be way more realistic if it was more of a friendship than anything else, because it's obvious that she was, not obvious, I mean, I don't know what they think of age-wise in Centauri or anything like that. But, it wasn't like this was like an organic relationship that occurred before she was a slave or something like that. She was pressed into service by Trackus to find these specific purple files. I'm curious as to what the purple files actually are. I mean, we got some type of like grand, if these fall into the wrong hands, my career's over, the Centauri Empire's doomed. Just like this very, fatalistic, this is the end of it all if this gets out. Which it needs to be guarded a little bit better than Wine, Women, and Song as part of a triple codex or whatever he said it was. But again, I'm really curious as to what was in there, because the title of the episode was Born to the Purple. Now, again, that could mean a couple different things, but having those purple files kind of indicated as such a prominent kind of MacGuffin for this, as far as, what the hell these things are, I'm curious now. Born to the Purple sounds more like like a royalty or a lineage or something like that. Very, very interested. And I don't know what the Centauri like kind of power structure is. Do they have some type of like royal family? Or like some type of like religious figure, or like, a lineage based presidency or something like that, where you could where again, I'm speculating completely because it might not mean that at all. I'm just trying to kind of put together the purple files and Born to the Purple. And so, but again, this is a great thing about this show already, and that's why I started to feel and understand Babylon 5 in this episode. Obviously, I found the initial world building intriguing. I found the Soul Hunter to be very intriguing, very risky for a second episode to get into what is essentially the afterlife. With this one, I love the idea that we are delving just willy-nilly, like we're learning along with like Sinclair basically about these certain things that are going on. We're really getting an idea for how everybody fits into the station, into Babylon 5, what they can be used for. One of the things that I thought was a really interesting bit of canonical information going forward was when Talia said that, surface level thoughts she's okay with, but actually probing she wouldn't do. And I think that's interesting because, being an X-Man fan and, Jean Grey and more prominently Professor X always used to say that, his power was never really turned off. Because he couldn't. He could always hear, everybody thinking. But it got to the point where he was able to kind of just push it off into like audience white noise, and it was just the surface thoughts that were going through people's heads, usually benign things. Any deep-seated thoughts or like desires or like doctrines or philosophical beliefs and things like that were rooted too deeply for him to read right off the top of the, just by being in proximity. Talia must be doing the exact same thing here. And I think that's interesting. So now we can take with us, armed with the knowledge that when Talia is in a room, she is passively probably, I don't think she's actively reading surface thoughts. She's probably passively reading surface thoughts. And it's only by an act of her own where she starts to probe deeper. And I'm interested to see if in her probing deeper, if that's something that the other person would be aware of. Like if she really started probing, would somebody know that she was kind of noodling around in the head? That would be interesting to me. So that's like the next step in her power set to be able to figure that out. Now that B plot where we had Susan, we had Susan like contacting her father who was obviously passing away and was able to, we found out now that she's basically alone. Mother passed away, brother died in the war. I'm assuming it was the war with the Minbari. And then, because I mean, if he's age-wise any relation, obvious should be closer to Susan's age, then the Minbari Earthling War would be the only one, in the last couple years that I know of that it would be the war. So we'll see. So now she's alone. The one thing that I questioned about that was they said gold channel like communications lines were meant for commanders and like super secret info and stuff like that. Well, she seems to be second in command of Babylon 5. You would think that I can't imagine Sinclair would be like, no, you can't use the dedicated channel to talk to your dying father. You know what I mean? There was a lot of like subterfuge that went into that, her denying it to Garibaldi and basically saying like, no, I didn't do that. You must be thinking of something else. I wonder if there was something about her father that, she really didn't need to like show that there was a relationship there. There's something, it could have been her just wanting to be private. She didn't want anybody to know that her father was dying, which is the most likely scenario, that she was just, this is nobody's business but mine. But it just seems like it's a kind of extra effort to go forward and get this secrecy out when I think she trusts Sinclair enough that if she came forward and said, hey, I need to use the tight beam or whatever it would happen to be to the gold channel to communicate back to, her father, I'm sure he would have allowed it. So now, why didn't she? So I have a couple questions there. And again, the easiest one is she was just a private person and she wanted it to remain private. But there might be more to it. So I'm just going to put a little asterisk beside that. We're really getting an idea too. They're really starting to flesh out different areas of Babylon 5, which I like. We had like the high-end restaurant. We had, for lack of I'm not going to say strip club. That's essentially what they wanted it to be. But like the burlesque house that was down there. We got an idea that Sinclair knows some shady folks, around Big Belly. What's his name that he was talking about? Calling that to his face. So Sinclair has a bit of a long lawman with a crossover vibe history, kind of Wyatt Earp being friends with Doc Holliday. You know, I'm not saying that he has a criminal friend out there somewhere, but he knows enough about the criminal underworld in the various sectors to be able to help him out whenever he needs to kind of grease the palms, so to speak, of some of the local clientele in Babylon 5. I like that very much. It gives a little bit more to the character of Sinclair, who I still think is struggling to really find purchase right now. The Sinclair character, to me, seems like they want heroic figure Sinclair, and they've dropped him in there, thinking, well, people will see him as Jim Kirk, you know, and we don't really need to do anything more with him. I think you need to do a ton with Sinclair. I think Sinclair is, of all of the characters that we've met so far, especially through episode 3, Sinclair is the one that needs some massive characterization. We need to know a lot about Sinclair because I'm starting to lose him. I'm starting to, like, you know, when he's on screen, I know I'm not really going to get much from him other than he's got the authority to kind of make certain shit happen, like, you know, lying to Jakar and not lying, but, you know, getting Jakar involved in the whole sting operation. You know, and all that's well and good, but it's not telling us about Sinclair. You know, Garibaldi could have made those overtures and had that type of charade, you know, as far as Jakar is concerned. I'm not sure if the weight would have carried. Jakar seems to be a stickler for only talking with the authority-driven people. But, you know, and again, I'm getting off into the weeds a little bit, but we had a ton of little moments of characterization where, like, Londo was late for shit. Like, and again, it certainly didn't seem like he was, that seems to be more of a habit and indicative of the character beyond the idea that he was with Adira. So something to take note of. You know, Jakar, for all of his like manipulations and type of like the front of an aggressor empire, you know, he has to be the ambassador for an empire that is currently expanding and like taking places in active like bringing about war. He does a great job with it where, you know, he's still friendly enough, you know, he still knows what needs to be done. He's professional. He's going to sit down at the treaty table, you know, and see if they can't work something out. There's a lot going on. I have a ton of questions, which is a good thing. It's a very, very good thing. But I think that if I had a choice right now and I had a desire for Babylon 5, I am really enjoying everyone around. We're getting a lot about everybody around. Give me an episode or 8 on Sinclair. I really need to understand. I need to know that I need to have stakes inside that character. And once that clicks, I think I'm cooking with gas because I'm really enjoying Babylon 5 so far, my friends. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and allows me to alert you next time we go live with Babylon 5. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that's then and this is now, and unfortunately, it's time for us to say goodbye from the stars of Babylon 5. So where should we say goodbye from? And as is our purview here on the channel, we pick a place from inside the episode we just watched to say goodbye from because we are part of the episode. As the Greek chorus, we have a vital import to the narrative because we are the ones that listen, hear, delineate the information and the art that we see and spread it like a seed throughout our galaxy. Hey, check out Babylon 5. So, as is our purview, we can drop ourselves in any part of the episode. So I say we do this. Let's drop ourselves just after this episode. And let's just say that old Londo went down to his old burlesque haunt, knowing he's not going to see Adira, but maybe it was just to, you know, just for a comfort, just for a little reminder of the good old days. And friends, for whatever reason, we walk by, we see him in there, we buy him a drink because we can't do much, but if you can help him drown it in the sorrows a little bit, maybe that's enough. Friends, until we take to these brand new stars for the 4th time, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.